Hello, everyone out in our TPN community. I'm excited to welcome you to another episode of TPN Talks with Leticia. Today, we have a very special guest, Jennifer Pinera Beck, our Director of Finance. Jenny, thank you so much for joining us today. Why don't you start off by just introducing yourself and maybe telling us a little bit about who you are?
Of course. Thank you for the opportunity to share this space with you. And thank you, Rachel, for coordinating the TPN Talks series. My name is Jennifer Pinera Beck, and I use she, her pronouns. And I am a second-generation Filipino American, and I reside on the tribal lands of the Nisenan tribe, which is current-day Sacramento. My typical day as the Director of Finance with the Pathfinder Network is coordinating the financial close for our agency, which is all of the steps needed to develop the financial statements. This includes gathering all the expense reports, making sure all the timesheets are entered and all the payroll data is entered, create the financial reports, and then present it to Leticia and the board.
Excellent. Thank you, Jenny, for giving us just that background on what your role at TPN is. Why don't you tell us a little bit about maybe what your favorite thing is about working at TPN?
One of my favorite things is just creating systems of efficiency with how processes are laid out now. So what I like to do is just listen to how things are going in the moment and see if I can find any efficiencies. So just kind of listening to how our direct staff are producing the statements and making sure that they are supported and have enough understanding of what they're entering so they can submit it to the finance department. One of my favorite projects was actually working with Sandra Acosta Casillas and also Lulu Obispo Sanchez. And we were working on the knowledge that Sandra had and Lulu had so that we can incorporate what have been like the challenges on those processes on a month-to-month basis. And also when we're reporting, like when we're doing quarterly reporting, or generating reports for funders, like what have been like the tense moments and like how can we release that tension and also like make the process more understandable on both the data, programmatic, and finance sides. The entire process was very collaborative, and so that was like one of my favorite moments in this agency, just finding that bridge to collaborate and to work directly with people who work in those specific roles.
I appreciate you just explaining the connection to like the day-to-day things that are happening on the ground for our staff and how that relates back to agency processes and keeping things efficient so that, many of us are able to focus on, doing the mission work that's, I know, really important to you. Why don't you just talk a little bit about maybe one of your accomplishments, maybe that you're most proud of since being with TPN?
Absolutely. As I mentioned before, like the financial close is really integral to the integrity of the financial statements. So you want to make sure that every piece of information that's entered is entered accurately, has good supporting documentation so that when the board and when you review financial statements and also our funders review financial statements, they have assurance that the financial statements are presented in an accurate manner. My greatest accomplishment is just having a good set of internal controls where all of our staff understand their roles and how they're critical to maintaining internal controls for the agency so we can produce really good statements for our funders and our board. That also has led to clean audits. So we had multiple years of clean audits since I started here, and just developing a very clean and organized set of what they call PDC lists, or it's like your provided by client list is all of the documentation needed from our auditors. So it's like just having all of that information up front so we can just give it to the auditors. So when they're doing their field work and their assessment, everything can be easily reviewed, not too many questions, but
yeah, I'm really proud of you for that too. I think just some historical piece is that before Jenny came, our financial systems were not the best that they could possibly be. And one of the things that Jenny's done that all of you may not know is she's completely redesigned and kind of reinvented all of our systems. And that's led to 2 years in a row of a clean audit. And that has never happened before in the history of the Pathfinder network. So I agree that it's a significant accomplishment. It's helped us be better as an organization, but it helps everybody at every level because they know exactly what they are supposed to do and what they're supposed to provide to finance. And it helps funders just maintain and really have trust in us as an organization, as service providers, as people that they're kind of entrusting to have the impact that they're giving money to. So I think that's really cool that you're sharing that with all of us. Jenny, one of the things that I like to bring up with folks when they come on TPN Talks is kind of what their mission or what our mission means to them. So, our mission is that we provide justice system impacted folks the tools and supports they need to be safe and thrive in their communities. What does that mean to you?
Yes. So this mission statement resonates with me very strongly. I've worked in nonprofit organizations for more than 10 years in finance and accounting roles. Mm-hmm. And the work that we do is we can provide like a safe ecosystem for our program participants, extending out to our staff, extending out to our stakeholders. And so the impact that we can build within TPN can have like lasting community benefits for our society.
Maybe preventing the opportunity that people have to come to us after they've had systems involvement. And maybe we can, like you said, be a part of creating a community and an ecosystem where people get what they need before they have to be engaged in a system that's big and oppressive and really, really hard to navigate. So I just appreciate your perspective. So what about the future? We are definitely in a transition period. There's some very, very exciting things ahead. What are some of your hopes and dreams for TPN and our future?
Absolutely. So I'm really excited for a new move to the new building. This will give like so many opportunities just for admin and the center staff to be together and like have the admin staff be more visible to being available as an internal customer service and just delivering services to our program participants. One of the greatest opportunities that I see for us is just implementing like easier budget to actual or financial literacy for our staff. And so I see on the horizon possibly looking into investing in like new systems for us, like maybe, instead of having Excel spreadsheets for our credit card reconciliations, everything would be uploaded to a website where you can just look at it easily and see where you are at spending.
Yeah. So that people can focus on doing the mission-driven, mission-focused work. I really appreciate that. I'm excited for that too, Jenny. Doing some of that paperwork isn't always fun, and it's really important to the agency. So I look forward to that too. Is there anything else that you want to share with our community that we haven't had a chance to talk about already?
So one of the things that I'm looking forward to for our agency is implementing a shared leadership model where we would tap into the expertise from our staff, because traditionally a lot of the work has been concentrated at the top, or decision making has been concentrated at the top. So I think it's important that I am looking forward to that shared leadership model implementation.
Yeah. Well, Jenny, I want to first thank you for all of your contributions to the agency. You're such an integral part of making this machine move. And I just appreciate not only what you do, but how you do it as collaboratively and compassionately and passionately. So thank you for your contributions. Thank you for joining us here today. And I look forward to seeing you all again for another episodes of TPN Talks. Take care, everyone.